The quiet shock. A ship was found drifting alone across the Atlantic Ocean. Its sails were partially raised. Its cargo was intact. Personal belongings lay undisturbed. And yet, not a single person remained on board. Tonight, with a cup of coffee and an open mind, we step into one of the most enduring mysteries in maritime history. This is the story of the Mary Celeste. On the morning of December 4th, 1872, the British vessel Dei Gratia spotted a ship drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic, roughly halfway between the Azores and the coast of Portugal. At first glance, nothing seemed wrong. The ship was upright. The sails were still catching wind, but something felt off. The crew of the Dei Gratia signaled the vessel repeatedly. No response came back. As they drew closer, they read the name on the stern: Mary Celeste. She was a brigantine, sturdy, respected, and well known among sailors, and she was completely silent. When the boarding party climbed aboard, they expected damage, or at least signs of distress. Instead, they found calm. Breakfast dishes sat on a table. Clothing was neatly folded. Navigation instruments were in place. There were no signs of violence, no blood, no struggle, just absence. The hull was seaworthy. The cargo, barrels of industrial alcohol, was untouched. Supplies were sufficient. Nothing suggested abandonment was necessary, except for one detail. The ship's lifeboat was gone. It had not broken loose in a storm. It had been deliberately lowered. This meant the crew left the ship by choice. But why would experienced sailors abandon a perfectly sound vessel in the open ocean? The captain was Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned sailor, deeply religious, and known for his cautious nature. He was not reckless. He was not impulsive. Traveling with him were his wife, Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia. 7 crew members joined them, 9 people in total, all gone. There was no note, no log entry explaining the abandonment, no warning scratched into wood. The ship's final log entry was routine. Nothing suggested panic. This is where the mystery deepens. Experienced sailors do not abandon ships lightly. Captains do not risk their families without reason. Whatever happened felt urgent enough to leave immediately, but calm enough to leave belongings behind. The Dei Gratia towed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, where maritime authorities examined the ship. At first, suspicion fell on the Dei Gratia crew. Had they done something to the Mary Celeste's passengers? A salvage hearing was held. The crew of the Dei Gratia was questioned extensively. Their stories were consistent. No evidence linked them to wrongdoing. Reluctantly, the court accepted the truth. They had simply found an empty ship. One early theory suggested mutiny, but there were no signs of violence, no weapons missing, no disorder. Mutiny was quickly dismissed. Piracy theory. Others suggested piracy, but pirates don't abandon valuable cargo. They don't leave ships intact, and nothing was stolen. Piracy didn't fit. Natural disaster theory. Could a sudden natural event have forced evacuation? Rogue waves, water spouts, sea quakes? Possible, but unlikely. Such events would leave damage. The Mary Celeste showed none. The alcohol fumes theory. The most accepted theory today involves the ship's cargo. Industrial alcohol was known to leak vapor. Some barrels aboard were found empty. It's believed fumes may have built up below deck. A fear of explosion. Captain Briggs may have feared an explosion. Even without flames, alcohol vapors could be deadly. If Briggs believed the ship might ignite, he may have ordered evacuation temporarily. A fatal miscalculation. The crew may have boarded the lifeboat intending to stay close. Perhaps the boat was tethered. Perhaps the rope snapped. The ship sailed on. The lifeboat did not. Lost at sea. If separated, a small lifeboat would stand no chance against the Atlantic. No shelter, no navigation tools, no hope of rescue. The ocean would erase them quickly. Why this still haunts us, and yet, no wreckage was ever found. No trace of the lifeboat, no bodies, just silence. The ship's strange fate. The Mary Celeste was later sold, modified, renamed. She never escaped her reputation. A sad ending. Years later, the ship was deliberately wrecked near Haiti in an insurance scheme. Even in death, the Mary Celeste could not rest peacefully. A mystery that refuses closure. Over 150 years later, no theory fully satisfies. Every explanation leaves questions behind. That's why this story survives. The power of the empty ship. An empty ship speaks louder than a wreck. It suggests interruption, departure, something unfinished. Maritime fears. The ocean has always frightened humanity, not because of what we see, but because of what disappears. Silence as evidence. The Mary Celeste offers no screams, no violence, just absence. And absence is unsettling. Why we keep returning. We return to this story because it feels close. Ordinary people, routine voyage, sudden mystery, a ship sailing on without its crew, guided only by wind and tide. A floating question mark. As you sit with this story, consider what feels most likely to you. Panic, misjudgment, tragedy born from caution. The ocean keeps its secrets. Some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are meant to be remembered. Thank you for listening. This has been Night Archive, another story to sit with quietly with a cup of coffee.